Hello, hello, everyone. My name is Coach Steph. I have a very special guest today. So, today I am interviewing a former client, Jill. She has been such a blessing inside of my coaching program. Fun fact, have the same birthday. We are birthday twins. We're both Virgos. And Jill and I started working together. When was the first year? Was it 2020?
It was 2 years ago, so 2021.
And
Yeah.
then we worked together again in 2022 for another 3 months. It was like the
Yes.
end of 2022, right?
Yeah, going into 23, yes.
Right. And so we worked together two separate occasions inside the Fit Figure formula. And I just invited Jill to kind of help you understand what it's like to coach inside the Fit Figure formula, what kind of things you can expect, and just for her to share her story. She has such a powerful story, and she is now also an affirmation coach, and she's building her own business, which is so exciting. So, Jill, thank you for coming on and being a guest today.
Well, thank you for having me as a guest. This is definitely a full circle moment for me, and I'm excited to be here.
Yes. I remember you being in my Facebook group. And I remember one of the first comments you said, like, you're supposed to help me. And I was like,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I was really like, but I'm so glad we connected because a lot of the ladies that I coach, obviously I coach female perfectionists, right? And we think so much alike, but also us being like birthday twins
Yes.
was also something really special. So we have kept in touch all this time. Jill always is sending me things on Facebook and Instagram, either encouragement. She has bought me clothes, y'all. Like she's amazing, like amazing client. And I kind of just wanted her to share her experience. So can you tell everyone like how was it, or what were you like struggling with whenever you first decided like I need a coach? What is it that you were struggling with before we started working together that prompted you to seek out a coach?
Well, definitely I had put out there that I wanted uh, someone out there to be able to help me. Definitely my belief system was very limited. I didn't even believe I could lose the weight at this point because it was just a vicious cycle of losing, regaining, it not working, really didn't understand how I even lost the weight, and just had pretty much was pretty disgusted with the whole cycle of what was out there and what it was offering me. Another thing was just self-sabotage, and that's how I connected with you. You had did a self-sabotage video on, I was on this website, I think it was Black Women Workout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you had spoke on self-sabotage, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening, and everything was just kind of connecting, and I was really resonating with what you were saying. And I was like, okay, this is who I asked for. This is her. She's supposed to help me. And I DM'd you and I was like, I know this sounds crazy, but you're supposed to help me. What do I need to do? So I could imagine what that would have sounded on the other end, but I'm so glad you responded back and we got to move forward.
And I can't wait for your first client to DM you. People are already coming to you saying, that they want to work with you. So it's kind of a similar experience. So what do you think were some of your fears about signing up? So it sounds like you were ready, you were looking, and then it just fell into alignment. We kind of crossed paths.
Yes,
But did you have some fears about signing up?
absolutely. I was just fearful that, is it going to work this time? Am I going to lose the weight this time and keep it off? Just self-doubting myself, sabotaging my own self with my words to myself.
Mm-hmm.
If I get the results, is it going to last? And coach, I'm gonna be honest, I was looking at, it was so many other things I had tried before that didn't work or
Mm-hmm.
didn't stick. And then when you told me how much it was, I was like, I really did. Is
It's
this
an
going to be
investment.
worth it?
It's an
Yes,
investment.
it was. It really was. And but after speaking to you on your consult, and just I was like, no, I'm gonna trust the process and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And so I took one step forward, and I'm glad I did.
And just to speak on that a little bit, I do think that when someone invests time, and this is why my program is not like cheap. I want to work with women who are like, okay, I might be a little bit fearful, but I'm willing to invest. That is a big leap. That is a vote of confidence in your highest and your best self. And when you
Yes.
do that, when you expend that energy to say, yes, this is that important to me, that I want to invest in this way, at this level, I'm going to show up differently. And you showed up for yourself. When you invest in yourself, you're like, okay, what now? What do I need to do? You're on top of your stuff. And that is the reason why I like to work with ladies at this price point and people who are ready, because no one values like free stuff. Like literally there's free and low cost things all around us and we don't value them. We don't go all in. I've done the free, I've done the low tickets things, and like people just don't show up at the level that they need to show up. So what essentially made you decide to join? What was the thing? Was there like one thing that helped you just make that decision?
For me, it was you. So I really resonated with the words that you were saying. You were very transparent. You were kind. Like when I spoke to you, I could feel all of that. I didn't, not really a big social media person. So to connect with you on that level through doing a Zoom, I was all in.
I
I was all
remember
in.
you saying that, like you weren't expecting to connect with someone over Zoom
No,
in that
and
way.
it was big. It
Yeah.
was big. So, um, and also what made me join, I don't know if you remember, but I had told you I had just started a self-love journey
Yes.
for myself. And I knew losing the weight was definitely one of the top things that I had to do for myself to move forward.
Yeah.
So, and then, considering everything, I went and I looked at myself in the mirror. I had a big old ugly cry. And I said, trust the process. Let's go.
I love
So that's when I reached back out to you and was like, let's do it. So
it. Do
I'm
it.
so glad I did.
So what was your favorite part of the program, do you think?
um, for me, definitely Power Hour. So it was so many things and tools that you passed on to me during Power Hour, but affirmations and just acknowledging my words and gratitude and showing thanks for things, even the smallest of things, the self-motivational videos and self-development videos. I think the biggest one that hit really hard for me was the one with Oprah when she was speaking on perfectionism.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize that was me.
Yeah.
And that was me. So to be able to acknowledge that and be able to move forward, it's something about acknowledging things. And not acknowledging things is not saying that I'm wrong or I'm right, but I need to make a decision. Either I can let it go. Hey, I acknowledge you, I see it, but you're not serving me, and it's time to let that go. And just something that simple can release that so I can move forward in other things.
Yes.
And
And
also,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. The visualization
Oh, yeah.
exercises
Yeah.
were really awesome. Like it really allowed you to feel the feelings surface up and make it that much more powerful. Um, with me saying just the 10 affirmations, it just allowed me to live in the moment and visualize things and show up on purpose and journaling my perfect day. Like that was really powerful, just writing down in details what would that look like and going back and looking at it and saying, I can do that now. Like I can get up and make my favorite breakfast now. Like I don't have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's definitely one of the biggest gifts is like understanding that you don't have to wait. And like if you are waiting, what exactly are you waiting for if it is
Mm,
already available today?
mm-hmm.
Um, it's interesting that you said that one of the videos about perfectionism, because at that time, whenever we first started working together, I don't think I was using the language like I am a coach for perfectionists. At that time, I was not talking to perfectionists. I just had that in my curriculum, and
Okay.
kind of circled back to that, I think last year in the mid 2022 is when I started saying, like, honing in on, okay, this is perfectionist. These are the people that I'm naturally drawn to.
Yes.
Also a perfectionist. And so it's interesting that before I even had that language, you had already like resonated with that. And
Yes.
and that happens sometimes too. Like ladies will say, well, I'm not, they're not sure if they're perfectionists, or they've never like maybe said that to themselves. Of course, I do have a lot of ladies that are like, oh my God, yes, I'm a perfectionist. But when I start to tell them and dissect, like, okay, these are the characteristics and the traits, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's me. That's
But
me.
I associate it with perfectionism as a awesome thing. Like I am a perfectionism, and I didn't really connect that operating in perfectionism is a fear-based
Yeah.
emotion. And so seeing that video really opened up some things for me to go back and really check myself and look at myself. So perfectionism, I was trying to get the eyes off me. So if I was perfect in everything, you didn't have to come back to me for nothing, because I didn't already cross my I's and dot my T's. And, I was I hate to say it, I was an overthinker, and I was a people watcher. Like I didn't already scoped and checked you out and everything, and didn't even connect that I was controlling, not controlling as far as what I felt like was in my comfort zone.
Right.
So for me, not controlling other people, but I had to let that go. Like it was a lot to carry around, and to be able to show up as my authentic self now is the best gift ever. So people always wanted, I felt like I needed to know what the end looked like. I don't need to know what the end looks like anymore. That was causing me to overthink. So I
That's
was always living in the
trust.
future. I
Yeah.
was always thinking in the past. But now that I'm living in the moment, it is the best. So I get to enjoy the journey. I get to make the decisions when it's time to make the decisions, because I'm living in the moment. And it's been a blessing.
Yes. Self-trust. That
Yeah.
self-trust will change the game. Like my brain doesn't have to be so far ahead of me that it's causing me anxiety now.
Yes.
Good point.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest gifts that I received, and this is the reason why I even have mindset in my curriculum, is because they managed mine. When you can actually manage your own mind and you can like hold space for your emotions, that is such a beautiful gift. This is not just about your health journey. As you can see, Jill is now starting a new business, and like things change when you change. And so it really is a gift to be able to manage your mind. Someone helped me. And so I'm glad that I'm able to also help others. And now you're going to be helping other ladies too through your
Hey.
work. So I'm so
Hey,
happy about that.
paying it forward, definitely paying it forward.
So what were your biggest either transformations or the biggest changes that you notice in your mindset or your body or your lifestyle?
I'm gonna say for mindset, the overthinking ceased. That was huge. I was a prison of my own self. So I was in a prison of my own self, just by the way I was thinking, and just not living in the moment. So I had to let go of the perfectionism. Um, Replacing the negative thoughts with positive ones, using affirmations, that really helped me. So that helped me to live in the moment. I had to realize that I am, I attract who I am, and not what I want. So I had to change me. I had to look at me, a really hard look at myself, and just in order to move forward. So, and sometimes that means being vulnerable. And that was the last thing I would do
I
in
understand.
my old self. No, I'm not going to
100.
be vulnerable with anybody. So that was a beautiful gift also, to be able to be vulnerable. So as far as my body, the weight started dropping, and I wasn't even thinking about it. The scale, it wasn't about the number on the scale anymore. So I do use the scale as a tool. Believe me, I get on the scale every morning, but it's just a tool. I don't trip on it or anything. So um and there was a heaviness with me hiding my body. I wasn't taking no pictures. I wasn't showing up to events, family events, kind of thinking I was hiding in the corner, or just, nobody's seeing me, or didn't feel like I had a voice or I was being seen. But I was okay with it before, but yeah, not anymore. So
I love that.
my lifestyle, now my cup is full. So the stuff that runs over, I have it to share, but I have to make sure that I'm keeping my heart full for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that means I can show up to things and be there for people and a higher version of myself. So I'm loving it right now.
And you
It's
can
good.
be seen, and you can take up space, and it's okay
Yes,
for you to take up space and be seen, and you have something valuable to say.
yes.
One of
And
the things,
not being a panic about it.
right, right. That's one of the things I always tell my daughter too, is like, you have something valuable to say. Like, hold your ground, take up space.
Mhm.
Like, you deserve to
Mhm.
be able to do that. And for you, because we worked together in 2021 and then in late 2022 into 2023 again, you were able to maintain your mindset. You were able to, you are always sending me like new photos. The last photos that you sent me, I was like, amazing that you're still going. And I remember you saying like you wanted, it was a look. It became less about the scale. And this is so interesting because a lot of my clients will say this, like they'll come in, they're like, I just want to lose weight. And then by the time we finish together, it's like, oh, okay, like the scale is just a byproduct of
Yeah,
what's actually happening.
yeah.
And then it becomes about like, how do I feel? How do I want to show up? Who am I? And
Hmm.
that is the real work. And that's the work that's going to help you, yes, get to your goal. But for you, you were like, okay, it's a look that I'm going for. It's a look.
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, you got the look now. Like, oh, and you like the way that you looked in that last picture. I was like, you reminded me of myself. I was like,
You
did
know what? That's funny, Coach, because I thought the same thing. I was
really? Yes.
look at my thighs and look at, the shape, and look right here.
Yes, I see it. I'm definitely seeing it. I'm so impressed. So that is the power of not only nutrition, but like literally lifting weights, y'all.
Yeah,
I always tell
yeah,
y'all, like, please pick up some weights, but like you look amazing.
yeah.
Um, so what do you feel like were the tools that were the most helpful for you that you learned through coaching together?
Number one for me was affirmations. So the power of words um, helps me to live in a moment and just understanding how powerful my words are, whether they're negative or positive. So that subconscious doesn't distinguish between the two. So you need to, a, a lot of times I see women, they joke on themselves to try to laugh it off and make humor out of it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Love on yourself.
Right.
So it's important. And um, the visualization, like I had mentioned before,
Mhm.
that was very powerful to be able to see it and to live on purpose and plan my day on purpose and be intentional with what I want, and just it helps to set my day and move me forward.
Yeah, I remember you did one of the exercises and you sent me a video, and it
I
was
did.
like at the park or something, like talking about
Yeah,
your like reading through your best day. So I could tell that that really like stuck out to you, because sometimes
yeah,
we don't allow ourselves to dream. We don't allow ourselves to think past, like we're in survival mode. We're not even thinking about thriving. We're just like trying to put out fires in our life. We're just trying to get to work on time. We're just in life. But then like to be able to like zoom out a little bit and ask yourself, what do I want? How do I want to feel? Like that is something that we don't do often enough. And I could tell that that was something that like resonated with you when you sent me that
Yeah.
video.
Yeah. And with your tools, it helped me to feel. So because I was connecting with my feelings and I could feel it along with actually doing the practices that you had passed on or the task, it made a lasting impression.
Right.
Yeah. So when you can connect that feelings and thought process along with it, it really excels it and makes it stick with you. So, and then a big moment for me is when you were saying the beginning of the self-coaching is the thoughts. And the thoughts ultimately is going to end up being the results. But in the middle, you have your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and then your results.
Yeah.
I can't really do much with my feelings. I mean, I feel what I feel. It is what it is. And them feelings are going to push me to do certain actions, and then I'll have results. But I can change the beginning. I can change the thoughts.
Yeah.
So when you practice affirmations and you have something in that tank that when them negative thoughts pop up, because they're going to pop up, I got something to combat that. I got a positive thought. So I can change the beginning of the process, and that'll give me better results or results that I'm looking forward to move forward.
Right. And if you don't practice that, because a lot of our thoughts are negative. If you don't have that affirmation bank in your mind or like down somewhere when you're in life, if you haven't been like having a power hour or your intentional time alone where you're thinking on purpose, you may not have that affirmation bank. So you have to actually do that on purpose. Like think on purpose so that when life is happening, your brain can go back to that powerful space that you've been before because you're intentionally thinking on purpose.
Yes.
So I love that.
And you can catch it quicker. Like when as soon as that negative thought pops up, you're like, no.
Yeah.
And you can change it. I can change it. And it really put me in a much happier place. So.
Yeah. And when you know that you have the power to do that, like you actually have the power to do that, that empowers me. I get to decide. And I love that.
Yeah.
So last question. Do you think that your lifestyle, your habits, your confidence, your relationship with food, your relationship with yourself, do you think that the program has helped you improve in any of those areas?
Yes, the program has helped me just in general on what I think about that scale, because before the scale was everything and it wasn't just a tool. Just my mindset on just the word diet alone, I would freak out. Like, and all diet is what I'm consuming. So into my body as far as what I'm choosing to nutritionally, put into my body.
Right.
And I'm sorry, Coach, but ask me the question again.
Oh, no, I was just saying, do you
lost in my words, my own words.
No, I was just saying, do you think the program helped you improve your lifestyle, relationship with food, relationship with yourself? Like, has it improved your
So I trust myself. I trust my words now. So the more I trust my words, my self-belief comes up, my self-belief improves. The more I meet my goals, I believe in myself more. So it's just been a very empowering thing. I show up authentic now. I have a voice. I'm seen, and I'm not. It's not based on other people seeing me or other people hearing me. I see and I hear myself.
Yeah, you can value your own opinion.
Yes,
and that has helped you, I guess, start your business. Like I know you're not started, but like you are walking into this area where you're like, I'm going to help other people. And that's kind of what we do as Virgos too.
Yeah.
Like, we learn something, we don't teach it. We don't teach it.
Yeah.
So, can you tell everyone how to get in contact with you if they are wanting to really like change their mind, change their self-talk, really dig more into affirmations and learn more from you of how affirmations actually changed your life?
Well, I'm definitely going to be setting up a page. But for right now, you can DM me on Just Jilling 69. And my name of my business will be Dreaming in the Moment Affirmations. It was really big for me. People need to get that mindset into play, like the exercising and the diet, the food, what you're putting in your body is very important, but so is your mind. It
Right.
is at the top of the list. Absolutely. And I definitely was leaving that out. So definitely want to uh, pay that forward
Say
to
your
someone
Instagram
who's
one more
ready.
time. Say your Instagram one more time.
It is Just Jilling 69. So that's JUSTJILLIN 69.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. I am so excited to be able to share this with other people. We'll continue to stay in touch. I'm glad that our paths have crossed. And thank you for trusting me. And then also thank you for
Yes.
trusting yourself.
Yes. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm very happy. I'm glad our paths crossed. And I just want to tell everybody, show up for yourself, be authentic, and know that you're enough.
Yes, you are. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you soon.
Okay.